I think we really got to see the power of our commander in that game. Hello, my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I'm playing with another Edge of Eternity's commander. This one's a little bit outside my comfort zone, but it is really good, and it's Hearthhull, the Worldseed. Hearthhull is a one colorless, one black, one red, one green for a 6/5 space station that you do need to crew in order to get any of its abilities or to get to attack with it. So once we crew it for 2 or more, you can pay 1, tap it, and sacrifice a land, and you can draw 2 cards. You also get to play an additional land on that turn. Once you get to 8 or more, which actually isn't too hard to do in most green decks, you have a 6/7 Flying Vigilance Haste spacecraft, and whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. I feel like this card's actually way better than it looks, and I think you're going to see that in the gameplay. The deck it's a landfall deck. It's a very heavily landfall deck oriented build. There's a lot of cards in here that let us benefit from lands, such as Bristly Bill gets us tokens, Aftermath Analyst can get us cards back from the graveyard, Lotus Cobra can get mana, Scythecat Club builds itself up, Tifa Lockhart can basically get you a win all by herself by pumping herself up with lands. We also have a lot of land recursion effects where we're either getting lands off the top of our deck or from the graveyard. There's a lot of those effects, like Traveling Chocobo can play lands from the top of the deck. 6 can get you cards from your graveyard. Oracle Madiah allows you to play additional lands. Ice-Till Explorer allows you to play lands from your graveyard. Walk-In Closet allows you to play lands from your graveyard. And then we do have some very strong top-end type cards. Gitrog Monster allows us to draw more cards when we sacrifice lands. Ashara makes everything a land. Primeval Titan gets more lands onto the battlefield. I think you're getting the general gist of this deck. It's get out as many lands as possible, pump up all your creatures with landfall effects, and then swing in for a win. I did also put in this deck a lot of anti-control effects because we are playing in a meta that has so many blue type things. So there's some cards in here that I normally don't play with, like Frenzied Baloth means that your creature spells can't be countered. Sylvan Safekeeper, you can sacrifice a land in order to protect your creatures, basically giving them like a hexproof effect. Those types of things, but it's really focused on getting out these creatures and getting landfall effects. So let us take Hearthhull, the Worldseed, into the queue and see if we can shatter the world. Let's go. Our very first game is against Corval, the Fakehurst. This hand it's okay. It's not super great, but it's not bad. We'll keep this. We're going to drop off the mortuary and do some surveilling here, see if we can find more land. We did find another land, which is great. Corvold is an old school commander, 4/4 dragon flying, and whenever it enters or attacks, I'm going to put down the Springheart here. You can sacrifice another permanent. You have to sacrifice another permanent. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you put a +1/+1 on Corvold and you draw a card. Our opponent is eyeing our Springheart. Looks like our opponent's going to sacrifice to kill the Springheart. Okay. Perfectly fine. Let's put down the Misty Rainforest here. We're going to get out a... we need red mana. So let's get out a Stomping Ground. And then let's get out a Traveling Chocobo. so we can look at the top cards of our library. To put down a Mossborn Hydra, and we're going to drop the Raucous Theater off the top. I will put the Mace in the graveyard. It's going to boost up the tokens. Soul of Windgrace is great. We're going to swing in with the Traveling Chocobo. Opponent has a Tireless Provisioner. It's going to get some treasure. I'm going to put down a Courtyard here. Let's get a Mountain onto the battlefield. Yeah, we're going to boost up the Hydra again. And we're going to swing in with both, do 12 to 15 damage. Then we're going to use the Dust Bowl to kill off his Raucous Theater, so he won't have black and green mana on his turn to even summon Corvold in the first place. So getting those landfall triggers right at the beginning of the game was crucial. Having those types of cards really helped us win. Good first game. Our second game is against Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. If we had a mountain, I would keep this hand because of Ragavan, but we don't. We're going to get a tapped land here, which is unfortunate. I'm going to see if we can get something a little bit better. Okay, this seems a little more feasible. We're going to keep this hand. Let's put down the Birds of Paradise here. Our opponent summons a Stitcher Supplier. We're going to drop a mountain and get out Nissa. And that's enough for our opponent to scoop. Yeah, on our turn, we're going to be able to get out our commander, get some additional mana. We have a Strip Mine in our hand, so we can destroy whatever one land we see that he needs for casting Sidisi, probably an island. But these are fast and furious games with this commander, that's for sure. Yes, I did have fun in that match. Good game. For this game, we're going to have to fight some dirt. Dirt Bert with the Wandering Minstrel. Pretty powerful commander, actually. Gonna be dependent upon towns and things of that nature. This hand is a little slow, but it has so much removal and a little bit of surveil. I am going to keep this. We're going to try it. I'm going to put down the Marsh Flats, and let's say hello to our opponent. Hello, Dirt Bert. Let's go for the Raucous Theater. That's the two other colors we do need. And we will definitely take a Blooming Marsh, so we'll keep that on top. We have so much removal, it's unbelievable. We might even be able to just dissuade our opponent from casting anything. Okay, let's put down the Blooming Marsh and pass the turn. Wandering Minstrel is a 1/3, and lands you control enter untapped. So if you get surveil lands that come into the battlefield untapped, etc., any type of land, triome, blah, blah, blah. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental. And then if you pay all the colors and 3, other creatures you control get +X until the end of the turn, which is the number of towns you control. So this is going to have a lot of town type effects in this deck. I'm hoping our opponent will play some sort of ramp creature that we can kill, or an artifact, either way. Okay, instead he's going to get out the Wandering Minstrel. I'm going to go ahead and use the cheapest, easiest to get rid of removal spell, Fatal Push. got a land, or we got Nissa. Let's get Nissa onto the battlefield. We do need another land. That's the one thing we desperately need right now. If we get another land, I think we'll be in good shape, but we'll see. Hopefully a land we can sacrifice to get another land. That would be good with Nissa. He also has a Nissa. Interesting. Let's put down our land here. Do we really want our opponent to have a Nissa for a turn? I don't think we do. So I'm going to go ahead and use Go for the Throat to kill off his Nissa. We're going to swing in for 3, pass the turn. I really wanted to get the Oracle Medaya out, but if we didn't have a land on top of our deck, then it was going to be problematic. Opponent has a Tireless Provisioner. Wow. Let's use the Abrupt Decay right now to kill off the Tireless Provisioner before he can get too many more treasures. Our opponent is ramping hardcore for a Wandering Minstrel deck. This is actually pretty good. Let's get out the Oracle, first and foremost. Then let's put down the Misty Rainforest. Let's go for green mana here. Then let's go get another land. Gonna go for the Stomping Ground here. Did get another land here. I'm going to put down the Forest. We'll use blue mana. Doesn't really matter. And let's see. Let's go for our commander. We're going to station with the Oracle here. Then we're going to swing in with Nissa. Opponent's going to block the Arboreal Grazer. Let's go ahead and sacrifice one of our tapped lands. I'm going to go for a forest because we know there's a land on top. This will allow us to draw some more cards. Let's put down the Underground Mortuary here. And we'll keep the Mesa on top. Green mana is perfectly fine. If we can keep Nissa and the Oracle on the battlefield one more turn, we have the potential for a very explosive turn here. But we'll see. Okay, first let's get down Ashara. We'll get some more green mana here. Let's put down a Deathcap Blade and we'll get some black mana. Draw another card. Ooh. Mossborn Hydra. Now that's a card. Let's go ahead and get down the Mossborn Hydra here. We're going to double some counters here. Let's put down the Arid Mesa. We're going to get some more mana. Let's sacrifice the Arid Mesa to get another land. Let's go for a Blood Crypt. We'll go for blue mana here. Let's see. We could swing in with the... I think we're going to go ahead and crew the Hearthhull with a Shaya. I did not mean to sacrifice. That is not what I wanted to do. Oops. Wow, that was bad. That's not what I was trying to do at all. Let's kill the minstrel off. I wanted to crew, not sacrifice Ashaya. That is not what I intended, but okay. Let's go for the Palantir. I can't believe I made that mistake. That was such a rookie mistake. Opponent's going to mana tithe our Palantir, but we're going to go ahead and get another land onto the battlefield to pay for it. We'll pay that. So let's station, this time correctly, with the Mossborn Hydra. Swing in for another 5. And let's put a land in the graveyard. Shieldred's pretty good. Okay, opponent takes 4 more. The opponent basically needs a board wipe here to stay alive. Anything less good, opponent says good game, we'll say good game back. And our opponent scoops. Really good game. I did make a mistake there in the game. Instead of station, I wanted to station with Ashaya. Instead, I ended up sacrificing Ashaya because Ashaya is considered a land. So that was a little unfortunate. Luckily, that did not cost us the game. But overall, still a very good game. And our next game is against Brea, Ethereum Shaper. This hand has a lot of ramp to it. I am going to keep this. We can even get out like a Fanatic. Okay, let's put down, let's see. We have so many good cards that I don't want to get rid of here. Put down a Swamp. We'll put down the Chrome Mox. And unfortunately, I am going to have to give up something. So I'm going to give up Bristly Bill because Lotus Cobra can get us even more mana. Let's put down the Lotus Cobra. Brea, basically, when it enters, you create 2 Thopters, and you can either sacrifice 2 artifacts to gain life, kill creatures, or deal damage. Is our opponent going to kill the Lotus Cobra? It's possible. I'm hoping our opponent ramps or something like that, though, for this turn, but we'll see. Opponent's thinking, going to go for a Cold Steel Heart. Put down a land. We're going to get some mana here. I'm going to go for a Stomping Ground. And let's get some black mana. Let's get out our commander. Let's station with the Lotus Cobra. Then let's cast Thoughtseize on our opponent to see what he's got over here. Ugh, he's got all kinds of stuff. I am going to take away Joyra because that is a source of card draw. Our opponent doesn't have any counter spells, so that's good. Okay, he has Malkador, which is going to create a Golem. Ooh, Gitrog monster. Let's go ahead and get out the renew map excavator. We're going to be able to now play lands from our graveyard. We're going to say green here, and then let's sacrifice this land. We'll get a... We want green mana, Overgrown Tomb. Let's say green mana again. We can put down the Fanatic. And then let's go ahead and sacrifice a land to draw some cards here. Let's get rid of the swamp. Draw some more cards. We can put more lands onto the battlefield, so let's put down the Misty Rainforest. We don't have enough mana to necessarily do anything else right now. So let's pass the turn. Next turn could be really good for us. I'm hoping we can get out the Gitrog monster potentially. Opponent's going to bring out Saheeli.
My creations are things of beauty. Do I have your
Opponent's
attention
making
now?
another land. Okay, it's our turn. All right. What do we do here? I think what we do first... Let's put down the Thornspire Verge. Go for black mana. Let's go for the Gitrog monster here. We are going to station with the Gitrog monster. Then I'm going to put down a tapped land, which is going to give us some green mana. We're going to start sacrificing some lands here. We're going to do some serious damage to our opponent. Let's put down a Blood Crypt. Let's get out a green mana here. Let's now sacrifice the Misty Rainforest. Let's get out a forest here, which is going to get us another green source. Now let's get out the Ice Till Explorer, which is going to allow us to play another land. And let's sacrifice the Arid Mesa. We're just continuing to pummel our opponent with damage. Put out a mountain. Now let's get out a Primeval Titan, which will get us some more lands here. Let's go for a Cabaret Courtyard, because that will sacrifice. And a Riveteer's Overlook, which will also sacrifice. Look at this. Look at all the damage we're doing to our opponent here. Green mana. Gonna pummel our opponent again. Draw another card. Get some green mana here. Draw some more cards. Get a ton more mana. Next, let's use Explore to get another land onto the battlefield. Just keep doing damage to our opponent. Now let's play Ashara, which means anything we summon is going to be a land. Almost doesn't feel fair, does it? Next, let's get out a Birds of Paradise, which is considered a land. Sacrifice the Misty Rainforest here. Go for an Underground Mortuary. Put that in the graveyard. Let's use this mana to start sacrificing some lands. Well, I think we're tapped though if we do that. Let's cast Flare of Cultivation here with the alternate cast and get rid of the Birds of Paradise, which is considered a land. Now let's play a Ragavan here with the dash ability, which is considered a land. This is just crazy. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Get out the Sylvan Safekeeper in case he does actually get another turn. Get out Nissa. Well, no. Let's go ahead and attack. We're definitely attacking with Ragavan. Let's just attack with everything, quite honestly. At this point, we just want to do as much damage as possible. I will give our opponent kudos for sticking around for a game like this. This is ridiculous. Opponent is at 1, and can we kill our opponent here somehow? No, but our opponent's at 1. I don't think our opponent can win. Obviously. Opponent is going to create an anvil. Put down a land. And our opponent scoops. That was an earth-shattering, insane game. Good game. There probably was a way that I could have gotten 1 damage more on our turn, but that there was just so many triggers and so many things going on. It was just all so much. So I think we really got to see the power of our commander in that game. Good game. Thank you, my friends, so much for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Hearthhull, the Worldseed. And Hearthhull is better than it looks. It is, I would probably say, probably a mid-B commander, and having a 6/7 flying haste that you can sacrifice lands and deal damage to your opponent, almost like a black Sephiroth type of effect, is really good. And having all these graveyard land recursion effects, building the deck around this really makes it strong. I did have to tweak this deck quite a bit before I got to this final build, doing a lot of revisions. However, once I was done with my final build, I will say I played at least 10 to 15 games and I won every single game that I played. I'm not saying you're going to win every single game with this deck, or that, you will win all the time. Don't build the deck and then your very first game you lose and be like, Johnaroth said no. I'm saying that the win rate for this deck is pretty good and pretty high, so I do recommend looking into crafting this if you enjoy this type of deck, which I did, even though it is outside of my normal comfort zone. I'm more of a mono Black Dimir type player. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment talking about a commander that you want me to build, or something else that interests you in Magic that's going on right now. I don't really care as long as I get to talk to you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.